Oma and the Evil Forest. Oma's hands shook as the tree spoke to her. Its roots twisted like snakes, its bark glowing softly in the dark. "You want the red leaf," the tree said. "But you must prove you deserve it. If you fail, you will never leave this forest." 2 days earlier, Oma's father had fallen very sick. He burned with fever and could barely speak. The village healer shook his head. "The red leaf herb can save him," he said. "But it grows in the evil forest. No one dares go there." Oma's heart hurt seeing her father like this. He was strong, kind, and loved by everyone. She knew she had to do something. That night, while the village slept, she packed a small bag and left. She didn't tell her mother. She knew her mother would cry and beg her not to go. But Oma loved her father too much to stay. The evil forest was worse than she imagined. The trees were big and twisted. Strange sounds came from the shadows. Cold wind brushed her face, even though the sun had been shining just outside the forest. Oma kept walking. She thought about her father's smile and his stories about brave heroes. She had to be brave now. Finally, she saw the red leaf herb glowing at the base of a giant tree. Her heart leaped with hope. But as she reached for it, the ground shook. The tree came alive. "You cannot take the herb," the tree said. "Not yet. First, you must pass 3 tests." Oma wanted to run, but she stood tall. "I'll do it," she said, even though her voice was small. The first test began. The tree's roots twisted into the shape of a snake. Its red eyes glowed. "Catch me," the snake hissed. "But not with your hands." Oma stared at the snake. It was fast and slippery, darting left and right. She remembered her father's words, "Use your mind, not just your strength." She watched the snake closely and saw its tail get stuck on a branch. Quickly, she grabbed the branch and tied the snake in a knot. The snake vanished, and the tree spoke again. "You are clever. But can you face your fears?" The forest grew darker. Oma heard whispers and saw shapes moving around her. Shadows stretched and turned into monsters with glowing eyes and sharp teeth. Oma's heart raced, but she remembered her father's voice, "Fear only has power if you give it power." She closed her eyes and stood still. She told herself, "These monsters aren't real. I won't let them scare me." The whispers grew louder, then stopped. When Oma opened her eyes, the monsters were gone. The tree spoke again. "You are brave. One final test remains." The ground opened in front of her, revealing a deep, dark hole. "Jump in," the tree said. "If you are worthy, the forest will catch you." Oma's legs shook. What if she jumped and never came out? But she thought of her father's face and his warm laugh. She whispered, "I'm doing this for you, Papa," and jumped. She landed softly on moss, unharmed. The tree's voice sounded kind now. "You are brave, strong, and clever. Take the herb and go. But remember, the forest never forgets." Oma grabbed the red leaf and ran. The forest felt alive around her, but she didn't stop. She burst out of the trees and into the light. At home, she gave the herb to the healer. Her father got better, and the village celebrated her bravery. But sometimes, at night, Oma thought she could hear the forest whisper her name. And she wondered if she truly left it behind.